I became an abuser from watching an abuser abuse her. Every heavy hand he hit on her, I felt. And every bruise that made an appearance on her, made an appearance on my flesh. She needed to take her anger out on something or someone like myself since she couldn't hit him back, and I never blamed her for that. I became an abuser from watching an abuser abuse her. His loud yelling was at maximum volume, bursting my eardrums. Her high screams screeched against my clenched teeth, shattering them within my gums. As I hid in different corners of the house, trembling until my body went numb. Sometimes, heated arguments trigger my childhood traumas, and I quickly become that scared little girl again, curled up in corners, with two hands covering my ears, getting angry that I could still hear, angry that I couldn't just disappear, angry that it's years later I'm a grown woman, yet somehow those bruises still reappear. I became an abuser from watching an abuser abuse her. He was a monster who created a monster. So instead of one monster under my bed, I had two monsters taunting my head. I hid knives under my pillows because I wished them both dead, but you see, that intrusive thought planted a seed in me, and its roots started to spread like this infectious disease until my mind could no longer think straight. Observing these family dynamics showed me how to hate love and love hate, and so by the age of 8, I started developing this internal darkness called rage. And I needed to quickly lock it away in a cage to hide the true demon that was growing inside, who deeply desired to inflict pain, if not on others, onto myself. So those knives that I kept under my pillows to protect me from monsters were soon a threat to my own health as I played Russian roulette with death. I became an abuser from watching an abuser abuse her, my mother, who fell victim to becoming a monster that abused her daughter. And now her daughter is married to an abusive man, and they are about to have a daughter who will witness the same cycle again unless this mother saves herself. And so I did. I saved myself. 2 weeks after I gave birth, I took my daughter and I left. But I soon realized that wasn't even the hardest part yet. My innocent, precious baby girl would become the very last thing I would ever want to hurt in this world. But I too fell victim to the aftermath, that second half of this vicious cycle. You see, once that darkness stirred up on my lowest of days, that demon broke out of its cage and I officially became the very monsters that caused so much pain. I was the abuser who abused her, and I felt so ashamed. So I got the help that I needed, and it wasn't easy. But now, whenever that rage shows its face, the only thing I want to beat are childhood traumas, and the only thing I want to break are generational curses. Thank you.
I'm a survivor of emotional abuse. I overcame years of being told I wasn't enough, and I slowly believe in it. Today, I'm reclaiming my voice, my confidence, and my strength. Healing now looks like choosing myself and lifting weights every day to build a body and mind that feel strong, alive, and fierce.
And I just want to talk about something that really matters, because the pain can be very overwhelming, confusing, and just very isolating. And supporting someone through that kind of loss matters because they're carrying a mix of grief, shock, and guilt, and unanswered questions. And no one should have to carry that alone. And you just support them because you don't have the perfect words or answers for them, but just your presence reminds them that they're not abandoning their pain. Suicide loss can, make people feel like the world no longer makes sense, or like how they could have prevented that from happening. So gentle love and support helps ease the pain and the weight just a little bit, and just giving them space without judgment, whether it's sadness, anger, or confusion, just being there for someone can really help a lot. And I just feel like a lot of people need that, and just an understanding for those who also go through.
During a time when my son was very sick and we weren't sure that he would make it through, and also through a loss that I carry quietly. In both of those experiences, I lost my sense of safety, and for a long time I lived like everything could fall apart at any moment. Healing has taught me to trust and have faith in the present, and to walk forward without waiting for everything to go wrong.
Someone who listens, believes, and supports. To those who have experienced abuse, your strength and your story matter. You deserve to be heard and seen. To those with an invisible disability, I see you because I am one of you. Your struggles are real and deserve compassion. You matter. Your voice matters. This is your time to step out of silence. You are seen, you are heard, and you are not alone.
When I was younger, and I think I grew up in India where there's not a lot of, I feel like mental health was still like a big taboo. So I think a lot of times it was just like not having access to the tools that were needed and trying to figure everything out by yourself. And I think it, with time it kind of like makes you feel really alone, and like your mental health definitely takes a beating because you don't really know who to rely on. And so, yeah, I feel like I would say that I had to kind of dig deep because I didn't really have a choice. Being the oldest son of an immigrant family, I feel like there's a lot of people who are counting on you. So I think it was very important for me to compartmentalize my feelings for the most part and then do what was needed. But I think with time, having moved to a different continent and trying to establish myself, I feel like having access to like a support system in therapy has definitely helped me a lot. Like trying to help other people and try to like be a shoulder for people to lean on when they are going through difficult transitions.
Carrying the weight of emotional abuse. Remember, there is strength in reaching out. You deserve love and peace at your home. Your voice matters. Together, we can lift each other and
trauma from the weight of PTSD, depression, and anxiety. For a long time, I struggled silently, but today I'm reclaiming my voice and my healing. Healing for me looks like creating space for my friends and for other women to be seen, supported, and restored. My journey reminds me that even in our hardest battles, there is still purpose, there is still hope, and there is still healing available.
As a Black woman in the LGBTQ community, I carry identities that the world has often tried to silence, but those identities are not burdens, they are my strength. Every challenge I've faced has taught me resilience, pride, and the power of being unapologetically myself. My journey isn't just about overcoming obstacles, it's about turning them into voices and a path going forward for others who are still learning that their truth is powerful.
I was born with cerebral palsy. For many years, I felt uncomfortable about the way I walk. Even when it's hard, I keep looking for ways to accept myself and live fully.
In the last 8 years of my life, a lot's happened that I've had to overcome. While being in the Navy, to losing my father and my grandmother, to having 5 knee surgeries in the last 2 years. Overcoming to me means stepping into my power now and being truly free.
I spent a long time feeling like my story was defined by what happened to me. But to me, healing isn't about reaching a finish line. It's about waking up and finally feeling at home in my own skin again. Today, I'm reclaiming my voice and the right to define my own future. I'm not just surviving, I'm starting to thrive. And thrive in my own skin, I am again.
I'm a survivor of sexual assault, reclaiming my body through fashion. I've overcome silence and self-doubt and now choose to be seen on my own terms. Healing today looks like confidence, presence, and walking forward knowing my body is mine and has always been mine.
I had multiple miscarriages and lost several friends to suicide. But my most healing experience is deciding to divorce. When everyone thought I was lucky to have a great husband, I learned to not lose myself in any relationships, but to be my own best advocate. To view myself not as a failure, but as an example to my children and others that we can all overcome stigma and choose ourselves over any unhealthy relationships.
Was fighting against me. Battles in my mind that tried to break me. I faced anxiety, self-doubt, and days where just getting up felt impossible. But I'm still here. I'm reclaiming my peace, my voice, and my worth. Healing for me looks like choosing myself every day, even on the days where life feels impossible. I'm in love with who I'm becoming.
I'm still overcoming mental abuse that I faced as a child and reclaiming the inner wonder child. And for fulfilling the full divinity of my true authentic self that was lost during the psychological abuse and dysfunctional upbringings I faced.
I spent most of my childhood in the foster care system. The stigmas around the experience of abuse are true: mental, physical, sexual. But despite it all, I've overcome the stigma of what it means to be a product of that system. I've reclaimed the trajectory of my life, and healing is still an everyday process. But I pass my healing on through yoga teachings to my community.
At 39, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. In the years that followed, I faced multiple surgeries, hormone treatment, and therapy. But along the way, I saw beauty in my husband's unconditional love and the kindness of my community. Their support helped me to grow, to give myself grace, and to celebrate parts of me I'd neglected. I didn't choose cancer, but I chose how to move forward by reclaiming my creative side and using my experiences to help others.
Herself was easy. It happened without thought, void of argument, battle, or sword. No words, no sound, no syllable. No mention of abuse could compare to the voice that rebounded in her mind day in, day out. Painfully simple and unbearably passive. My mind. Abandoning desires, dreams, and hopes, recognizing the false love of the people, a seemingly impossible scenario to be happy. Finding herself was just as torturous. To do so, she had to abandon her old ways. She thought she had to abandon herself. Rewrite the stories that had become her tale, say farewell to the people and ideas about life, a continuous stream of underlying grief. Strength of mind was necessary to push through, to reach the other side of the lie, to be free. So, why am I expected to ponder silently while chaos and trauma rage through my mind? Wind cannot tether things that naturally ride the air. Tornadoes don't sit still while pulling the grass from the ground. So why am I expected to ponder silently while chaos and trauma rage? Do my sails not bend and pull against the storm? Did the sky not whip my hair across my face? Tell me please how a hurricane can spit and scream, how an earthquake can moan and claw the sail, but I may not. Why must I remain silent when everything around me screams?
networking and support of mental health awareness. I personally have struggled with depression, anxiety, and feelings of abandonment that stemmed all the way back to early childhood. And a big help in processing these in a healthy manner has been by talking to loved ones such as family, friends, seeking help from professionals, and relying on God. Also allowing myself a bit of grace because this kind of work is never done, and to remember to be thankful each day at the end of the day.
I think the hardest part about overcoming a difficult journey is learning how to find you again and learning how to choose yourself and how to take yourself out of survival mode and place yourself in the moment more without placing yourself in a situation that is anxiety ridden or just difficult in general to overcome. And I feel like that's the period of life that I'm in, and that I really want to encourage everybody to go through. You know, don't give up on yourself. Don't forget who you were prior to your trauma or prior to, you know, your situation. There's so much more out there. There's so much more to enjoy after you've been through something different.
Autistic and queer, and I am a survivor of child abuse, trauma, and severe mental illness. The trauma, discrimination, and grief I experienced, I have worked hard to overcome. Through understanding myself and my needs, I have learned to love myself while being surrounded by those who love me the same.
And I was living everyone else's life, and guess what? Anxiety almost cost me mine. But when I started honoring my values, everything changed. I chose myself. I stepped into my purpose, and now I live on purpose. And that's what my power is. Because who you see on the outside finally matches who I am on the inside.
As a thriver in this thing we call life, I have overcome so much, including managing mental health difficulties, being a cancer survivor, divorce, and all types of things. So life has done its big one to try and take me down, but God is bigger.
Maru. Today I'm not walking just for a style, I'm walking for a cause that lives in my heart. Autism is part of my family, and it has taught me that being different is not a weakness, it's a strength. It's time to break labels and build real in conclusion. Today I raise my voice for them, for their value, for their light, because true beauty is accepting, respecting, and loving without conditions.
Thank you all.